to the Health Energy Performance podcast. I'm your host Daniel Weiss, and in these short episodes, I bring you thoughts to contemplate, designed to educate and inspire you on your journey towards better health and mental and physical performance. Each of these thoughts is based on my personal development, what I'm studying, and my experience working with people. If you want more, I suggest you visiting weiss.eu, where you will find more blog posts, podcasts, and free downloadable guides. A runner recently shared with me, I try to eat balanced meals, but I'm tired. This is roughly what I ate today. Pizza for breakfast, a large triangle. A peanut butter and jam sandwich. There was also one banana, scrambled eggs, 4 egg whites, and 2 whole eggs with cheese. And for dinner he had burrito consisting of burrito bread, ground beef, there was some potato and lettuce. He also shared with me that he runs approximately 50 miles a week and he's on his feet pretty much all day. He tends to be more hungry in the evening sometimes and have a second dinner. About every third day, he feels like, I just eat all day. So do you know what the problem could be? I shared this post earlier last week on my Facebook account. If you want to check it out, it will be linked in the description so you also see the photos of the meals. And later, in the upcoming newsletter, I will share a whole breakdown of his meals, of his lifestyle, and we will also go through what he can do to improve his diet and how to solve his energy issues. But what I want to share with you today is that after sharing this example, I received several different comments and replies in the comment section below the post. And these were very varied. From a lack of protein, through the lack of energy intake, through not consuming enough vegetables, fruit, to bad food combinations and bad food timing. And there are lessons to learn, not only from what he shared, but from the comments that I received. And this is what this podcast episode is about. It's about hidden biases that we have in nutrition. So let me share with you the lessons I'm taking away and what you should be aware of when you see comments, someone commenting on nutrition on the social media or giving advice, or when you are receiving advice as well. From what the runner wrote to me, what he shared with me, we know that he is generally tired, that he wants to eat much more, like every third day, and he sent me a few photos of his meals. So the first point is we can probably estimate the quality of the food from the photos, but it can be really challenging to estimate the quantity or the amount of energy, calories he gets in a day, especially for the untrained eye. For example, non-professionals in studies can differ in their estimations from the reality by up to 50%. And even professionals who work with nutrition on daily basis may have their estimations skewed by about 30%. That's still a big difference. And even if you are counting calories or have some insights about nutrition and nutritional properties of certain foods, it's unlikely that you are aware of all the foods, like someone who works with nutrition and see different food logs like me. Maybe you do, but most people don't, so be aware of that. Second point is that when we look at what someone else eats, we tend to compare it to what we eat, to our feelings. It's like we are looking at it through the perception of our eyes, through our own self, and how we would feel if we ate those meals. If we ate like that person, we try to project ourselves there. And that is a big mistake. In that case, it is our projection, our self-reflection. And when we do that, we look through the lens of our health, how we feel, our digestion, our health, nutritional deficiencies, but even through the lens of how much time we have for food preparation, for eating, what is available to us locally, what we tend to eat and like, taste, like the taste preferences, and even like how much budget we have. So we base our recommendations on our feelings, which are often, well, in most cases, not applicable to someone else. And this is also true if we look at it the other way around. When you see how someone trains and eats, what they do will probably not fit in your life at all. And also, if you ask for advice, you will get a lot of people sharing their opinions through their own lens on how you should eat and what your problem is. They are often not based in objective reality. So we don't really realize that we are biased. Many people don't. Even professionals sometimes don't realize that they are biased. But we are all biased in some way or the other. People who get their information from fitness sources, for example, might say that he or his diet was low on protein. On the other hand, vegans would say it had too much protein, and too much protein from animal sources. Clean food advocates might say that he eats too much processed foods and that his diet is too acidic or something like that. And the fans of if it fits your macros, they might say that as long as the food fits his macronutrients, it doesn't matter, it's probably okay. So we have also this recency bias, like when we look at some articles, listen to videos or podcasts, and we get some information. For example, now you read or listen to about blood sugar and how it spikes your, how blood sugar can make you feel tired afterwards and so on. You might feel like, oh, this is the answer to his problem. This is exactly why he is feeling tired and hungry because of his blood sugar spikes. And you can ignore other more important things. So we all have biases here, and it is important to acknowledge it and know where our boundaries are, like when we can share information, when we should not, when we can share or give advice, and when we should not. So the absolute truth here is that we don't have enough information, but in the next podcast episode I will share with you also his food log, what we learned from his food log, how we analyzed his food, but not only food, also his sleep, caffeine intake, all these important things. And to do that, all you need to do is to sign up for my newsletters, because this is where I will share all of this information. It's free. You can do so by following the link in the description of the podcast, or visit directly danweiss.eu/newsletter. And on this topic, I would also like to share a recent post from sports dietitian Rini McGregor, who shared her frustration on this topic. It's about having a moral compass. So let me cite. Does anyone have a moral compass anymore? Do people really think about social responsibility, or is it all about attaining worth and promoting their brand on social media? I really struggle with individuals who say they care, not really considering how what they promote on their channels can be so damaging. Have you noticed how so many health influencers and celebrities who made money from you by promoting their books and resources then do an about turn a few years later and admit they were struggling with dysfunctional relationships with food at the time? I really struggle with people who have no qualifications, who don't understand scientific reasoning or how to critically appraise papers, promoting their own beliefs and wellness trends without a second thought to how this may be dangerous. What can I do about this? Absolutely nothing. I work with those that are impacted by this lack of responsibility, and their suffering is real. It is raw and it is often entrenched. If you really want to help, if you really want to make the modern world an easier place to navigate, stop and consider what you post and promote. Just because something has worked for you, it doesn't make you an expert in it, or even someone who should be encouraging others to follow suit. So thank you, Rini, for sharing these struggles that you have, these frustrations, and I really consider twice before sharing anything. And that is also why I don't like giving simple advice, but also dive deeper into learning more about the people, their struggle, their lifestyle, what everything they are doing, not doing, how they think, before giving the advice that is appropriate for them. And if you don't know why you are struggling, why you are not meeting your expectations when it comes to your nutrition, if you don't know what to do first, where to start, where to move next, I have a free 15-minute call for you where I will try to learn in such a short period of time more about yourself and give you my best advice based on that, at least to get you started. And then if you want to pursue a cooperation, well, then we can have a different talk, we can schedule a different call, and I will invite you. But really, mind what you are consuming online, but also offline from people who are experts or not experts. And yeah, if you need some help, don't be afraid to reach out. Until then, have a great day and stay healthy.